I'm going to talk about a few different industry cases, but I'm going to go faster in this part of the section because there are many of them. But I want to spend more time in defining what we can do rather than what's already happened. But we do need to understand where the industry is already using and what kind of patterns. I already gave a few of them. Let's talk a few more. Customer interaction. More and more customer interaction is being taken over by chatbots. You see written formats, you see voice-enabled interactions, whether it is Alexas, the Google Homes and Siris of the world. More of that adaptability, especially the new generation, is picking up very fast. And there's no need of a human sitting and answering those questions. And not only it's being taken by a machine, but it's very efficient to a certain degree. Of course, there are certain questions those machines are not able to answer, but 80%, 90%, they are accurate and getting better every day. E-commerce usage. Alibaba, Amazon, and several companies use these kind of applications. They have big data, and that data is the key to success of these things. And that's what Google and Amazon and these companies want to have as much as amount of data. For example, if you think about Alexa as a device, it's quite cheap. The reason it is cheap, and Amazon's and these companies want you to have such a device so that they can get access to the data, which is the main ingredient for their success in building out these applications going forward. We know Amazon uses an army of robots to do a lot of work in their systems. There are videos behind it. I'm not going to run those videos. I'm going to move forward talking about different applications. Healthcare. There are several innovations happening in the healthcare space. This is Dr. Molly, which is a virtual capable device-based kind of a doctor or a nurse, if you were to think, and to check the regular basic temperature and the things for senior citizens and people who cannot regularly go to a doctor, check some vitals and so on and so forth, to help out the already challenged and limited amount of healthcare professionals which we have as the population is changing. Again, not running those. Again, on the healthcare side, diabetes and several other things have been diagnosed by looking at the retina and the changes over the images from that. So more and more changes are happening in these spaces. Uber and Lyft have successfully pioneered how to do ride share and ride applications using machine learning. They check the demand and supply, and based on that, the pricing is defined. They try to optimize the routes, how we go, the rush hour pool time. All things are defined by machine learning and looking at the data which they have from the systems necessary to do that. Machine learning is not only just getting into the low-end jobs, but transforming high-end jobs, like as you saw, the medicine science, the law practitioners and legal sector. JP Morgan has created a system which can check thousands and thousands of contract papers and find anomaly and challenges, if anything. And it does in hours what a lawyer, as you can understand how expensive a lawyer could be, and thousands of hours of time which is spent. There are some specific statistics. In an hour, it can do so much. So imagine that time saving and those kind of transformations which the companies are leveraging because of this. One of the most talked about is driverless cars. Whether it is cars, whether it is trucks, which is, I think, it's a big change when truck drivers, the highest number of jobs in California for specific is truck drivers. That's the first line of attack from machines. It is something which is going to be taken over by machines in few years. It's already systems which are able to run that, and it's very straight roads in California and hours of driving, which can be easily done by trucks and machines. The challenge is not the job of the truck drivers only, but think about what happens during the way. A truck driver would take a pit stop, have some tea, take some stops at different spots, buy something, do several things. That's not what machines are going to look forward. They might hop over at some place, charge themselves, and move on. So these businesses which are relying on that driver to stop and make those arrangements besides the freeways are also going to be impacted. So quite an impact. We are, of course, hearing about drones coming in and delivering things. That impacts the delivery and the another sector altogether, which can be impacted from that. So there's quite a lot of impact if you think, and it's not in one particular sector. It goes across the board, whether you look at this slide and see legal to manufacturing, marketing, sales. So it's all across the board, and companies would like to take that advantage and the economics skill which machines can provide them.